Thanks for sharing us. A World Breastfeeding Week, WBW, is an annual celebration which is held every year from 1st to 7th August in more than 120 countries. Organized by World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action, WABA, the World Health Organization, WHO, and UNICEF, WBW came up with the goal to promote exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life, which yields many health benefits, providing critical nutrients, protection from deadly diseases such as pneumonia, and fostering growth and development for the first time in 1991. UNICEF and WHO are calling on governments to allocate increased resources to protect, promote, and support breastfeeding policies and programs, especially for the most vulnerable families living in emergency settings. This year's World Breastfeeding Week theme is Step Up for Breastfeeding, Educate and Support. We have joined us live on the news a consultant obstetrician and chairman Breastfeeding Week Committee, Dr. Emmanuel Orano. Thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel, for joining us on the news.
Thanks.
All right, so Dr. Emmanuel, the benefits of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months cannot be overemphasized. We've had that over and over again. But we see most working mothers finding it so difficult to do so. What do you think private company owners can do to encourage working class mothers?
Well, it's as simple as ABCD to us. And I must tell you that, one of the most important things that we do is a kind of social interaction and then social appeal to mothers to make sure they breastfeed their babies. What do I mean? In every working place, there should be a home, a room dedicated to breastfeeding babies. Generally, we call it crèche. In such crèche, breastfeeding mothers drop their babies when they come to work with the guides, with nurses, trained providers who can look after their babies, give them a alert call when there's need, give them a specific time to come and breastfeed their babies. They queue in and come and breastfeed their baby as need be. At a particular time, they must come and feed the baby, and any other time they are free. So, cutting the long story short, all offices, government, private services, corporate organization, name it, they must have a room dedicated to mothers breastfeeding their babies to encourage them to come with their babies, breastfeed their babies when there is need, and then as well do their work. By so doing, that is the social interaction I'm talking about. Are guaranteed of their salaries to take care of other babies and also have the time to breastfeed their baby. That's the advice, and that's what is in where I work. There is one. Most governments they're queuing.
Okay.
In fact, federal government of Nigeria.
All right, Dr. Emmanuel, while you're talking about situations where private companies and companies can create a room so that mothers can breastfeed their babies. Now, in all the reports, what do you think can discourage mothers from breastfeeding their babies?
Now, what can discourage mothers are simple things. One is peer group influence. You see, in our society, we don't have much here in Nigeria. This affluent display is still there, showing that I can buy SMA Gold, I can buy SMA Silver, and all what's not. And they go. And ignorance is a problem. Ignorance is also a disease. They don't know the difference. Many of them, although we're trying to bridge the gap, many of them don't know the benefits of breastfeeding. So when they hear from others, why are you wasting time? Just buy something, give the baby, they tend to listen. So ignorance is one. Two is social influence. Three is when the establishment, as I said earlier, does not even encourage these mothers to breastfeed their babies. There are organizations, we are trying to stop that in Nigeria, we are fighting quite strong, where it's almost a taboo not necessarily a taboo to allow these mothers to come to work. No, she has delivered, let her go and take care of her baby. No, I want people that can come and work. No, it gives inhibition, it gives withdrawal. So these are some of the things. Otherwise, the benefits is quite overwhelming.
Okay, Dr. Emmanuel, aside this peer group influence and ignorance, if on medical grounds the mother is unable to breastfeed her baby, what is advised then?
Sorry?
I said, aside the peer group and ignorance, what if a mother is unable to breastfeed her baby? What is advised then? Based on medical grounds, she's unable to breastfeed her baby. What is advised?
I will start by telling you that there's virtually very few, if at all, medical grounds. There are, but very, very few, especially for the side of the baby, that might not allow breastfeeding. But for the mother, even if the mother is HIV positive, even in COVID time, breastfeeding has been seen to be the way out, provided the woman is on drugs. So the next thing we think about, which discourages mother from breastfeeding, apart from ignorance and all the rest, is where the mother has what we call nipple retraction and did not manage it well during antenatal. We normally teach them what to do, pulling out the nipple, as case may be. We encourage the husband to be pulling it so that from time to time the nipple comes out. When the nipple is retracted, the baby cannot suck. The baby gets frustrated, cry all while. The mother invariably becomes frustrated as well and cry with the baby, and everything is a mess up. So if we can manage that one, which is one of the medical surgical ground, which is nipple retraction, the problem will be solved.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel. I'm sure this conversation will continue from August 1st to 7th on World Breastfeeding Week. Thank you so much for joining us on the news.
Thanks a million.